Hi everyone. Today my focus is going to be on riding smaller circles, mainly the 10-meter circle. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have fresh footing. And so I've ridden straight down my center line so that my hoof prints are really easy for me to see in the fresh footing. You can use soccer cones or buckets, anything that you can put down in your arena to help designate where your 10-meter mark is from the long wall. So our arena is a little large. You can put a competition arena inside this building. And so the other thing that I do is I actually walk down the arena at my mark that shows me where my dressage court would be. So I'm going to make 10 meters here, and I'm looking for where my footprints are for my center line. And what I want you to really think about is that when you make a 10-meter circle, you think about your center line as being your rail. So you don't step on top of the center line goes next to you. So when I walked down the center line, my hoof prints were here. I'm right underneath the peak of the roof, but to make my 10-meter circle, I want to be right next to those footprints. It's not a lot, but it's enough that the judge should be able to see the letter A behind you when you're making that 10-meter circle. So I'm going to make another one here at V, Victor. And so I want to bend before my circle, step down in my inside stirrup, and turn with my outside rein. My inside leg sends the horse forward if he wants to fall in. And I come to just the inside of my hoof prints, and I want to return back to my footprints that designate my 20 meters right at the letter V, the 20 meters as in the width of my dressage arena. So now I'm going to come down center line and use this as a change of direction. So you'll notice I have two corners to come down center line rather than a 10-meter half circle. Just get a nice set of footprints here, and I can look back at my circles that I've put on the ground now, and I can say, well, this one's not round because that's the one where I stopped and I moved over to show you where the center line was. And so I like to go back and use a little bit of that feedback of where their footprints are on the ground so that I can tell where my horse is not on my aids. Because if I can't make a 10-meter circle at the walk, then I certainly can't do it at a trot or at a canter. So now I'm going to make one here at E, and I'm going to just touch, again, my center line. And I should be in a little bit different place. You should be able to see a little different area behind me. We don't have a letter A in this arena. We just have a tape mark on the fence. So now I'm going to do a 10-meter half circle right to a 10-meter half circle left. This is a fantastic exercise to work on the horse's suppleness. If the horse isn't ready to go to the new direction, so let's say I get onto my center line, and now I ask for the new bend, and if he's not ready, I can just continue to go straight for a little bit. And then now he's super soft, so I'll let him make the 10-meter half circle here at B, where our first circle was. So I'm going to try that again from V. I'm going to make a 10-meter half circle left, and then when he's ready, I'm going to make a 10-meter half circle right. And we can do this walk, trot, and canter. In the developing Free St. George, we do this in the canter without a change of lead. And so I practice this figure a lot, and I want him really comfortable with being able to go from one direction to another with enough bend for a 10-meter circle. So if you don't, we don't really do that half circle 10 meters in the canter and anything else. And so I would do maybe some simple changes if I were practicing this exercise with my horse. But we really want to feel that they get the new bend before the new direction. So then once I have a few of these circles sketched down in my footing from his hoof prints, then I'm going to make these circles at the trot and at the canter, and my goal is going to be that my path that his hoof prints are on stays really narrow, because I'm able to keep him on that circle line as my gaits get faster. But I think it's really important to be practicing this all the way back at the walk, is that plan. Do they bend before the turn? Does he hold the bend through the turn, or am I micromanaging him? Can I make a new bend while on the old turn and be ready to quickly come into the new direction? I think that's super important to do with the horses. I do them on the 4-year-olds that just have like 60 days, 90 days under saddle. I practice this exercise actually quite a bit. And, the circles sometimes end up 15 meters, but to be able to have the lateral suppleness to make a 10-meter circle means that you're starting to gain some control over the inside hind leg, and they're starting to gain some of the strength that they will need for collection. So give some 10-meter circles a try at the walk and see if you can't help get your horse a little bit more laterally supple. We want them to feel the same to the left as they do to the right. Happy riding, everyone.